Hello and welcome to this EditStock OTE ColorPack tutorial for working with DaVinci Resolve. There's going to be a few tutorials. We're going to talk about a basic setup in DaVinci Resolve, the things you need to know to get going in Resolve, and then we're going to split in two. So we're going to have one that looks at an XML workflow. That's going straight from Premiere Pro, say, or Final Cut Pro, XML output, opening up the edit inside of Resolve. But we'll also talk about a separate tutorial creating an edit independently inside of Resolve. But this first tutorial talks about something that's very important for both, whichever workflow you go for. Now when you open up Resolve for the first time, you are presented with this screen. Now to the side of this screen is this button here which talks about databases. Now when you create a project, and you can see I've got this one called Portal Mind created. When you create one, you actually put it inside of a database, and you can see I've got a bunch of databases here. Now these databases can hold numerous projects, but obviously you need to be careful about managing databases, and you need to choose which database you're going to create, and whether you have one database with lots of projects from various clients, or one database per client, or even one database per project. Now you can see up here you can export and import, so backup and restore these different databases. And when Resolve updates, it actually gives you a little icon saying you need to update databases. If you're going to ever update a database, export it first, back it up first, so that you can restore it should there be a problem with the latest update. So I'm just pointing this out, that you need to create a database so that you can actually have your projects where you want them to be. So when I click New Database, so say I want to do one which is going to be EditStock, so I'm just going to call it EditStock. And you can see that it's going to be a disk database. This second version here is if multiple people are going to be working on the same project at the same time. So I'm going to do this as a disk because I'm the only person who's going to be working on this. I want to create it. Okay, I don't want to connect to it. I'm not connecting to a previously existing database. I want to create a new one, a disk, and I need to choose where it's going to be. So I click Location, and it says where do you want to put it. I'm actually going to put this on my E drive, I think, and I'm going to create a folder for it and call it EditStock database. Now if I select that folder and I click select folder and I choose create, there is the new database ready to go. So I can actually now go to the untitled project. Okay, so I can select the project. I don't need to see the databases anymore, but when I've finished my work, I may well want to come back and back up this database, because bear in mind, any projects or autosaves or anything that's created inside this project are linked to this database. If this database then gets corrupted, I'm going to lose all my work. So just be a little bit careful how you work with databases. It is also possible, by the way, and I'm actually going to click this button to hide this, to right click on any of these and actually export your project or archive your project and restore or import it. Okay, so there are other options for backing up your project at any time if you wish to. But I'm going to double click to import, or you can create new projects. The difference is if I do this, it's an untitled project. If I do new project, it's going to be titled. So I'm going to call this OTE ColorPack, and I'm going to create. And now I have created a project ready for me to do the next step, which is either going to be the edit version, in which case I'm going to look at lots of these settings, or it's going to be the XML version, in which case all I need to do is now import the XML.